Thanks a lot, Riaz, and good morning. The wind outside appears to be the cause of several power outages right across the south coast this morning. As you can see, it is pretty blustery when you have a look outside. This is a live glimpse of the situation in Richmond right now, where the flags are blowing around in the wind. Richmond seems to be majorly impacted, according to BC Hydro, by this morning's weather conditions. More than 5,000 customers right across Metro Vancouver are without electricity. This includes areas of Richmond, also the downtown core. As you can see, it's a little blustery down over English Bay this morning, and also in Delta. Parts of Delta also impacted, and areas of Vancouver Island as well. Some waves turning up there in False Creek, a little bit rougher than normal for this time of the morning. The cause of the outages still under investigation, but it's pretty clear, I guess you could say, most of these are likely weather related. And Russ Lacate is weighing in on the conditions outside this morning.
Well, the winds on the coast are sustained at about 45 or 50 kilometers per hour, but those maximum gusts, 72 km so far along exposed sections of Richmond and South Delta, anywhere along the coastline. And with the trees in full bloom now, of course, that's what's bringing all the branches down. The strongest winds will occur in the next hour or so and then diminish this morning. We should be in good shape for some sun this afternoon.
All right, to the situation in the Fraser Canyon now, where crews are battling a massive wildfire just outside of the community of Lytton this morning. The Cisco Road wildfire has grown to at least 1,300 hectares in size. At least 40 firefighters are heading to the area to help 22 colleagues and 2 helicopters already battling this blaze. Dry conditions and heavy winds are not helping crews, and smoke can be seen from as far away as Vernon. An evacuation order is now in effect for at least 6 properties, and several others are on evacuation alert as the flames move toward the community of Lytton.
Mother Nature's been providing some moderate assistance overnight and early this morning in the form of rain showers, literally tracking right through the Lytton district as we speak. They'll be tapering off today, and the troublesome feature of the forecast is the wind. It's been blowing in from the south, upwards of 50 kilometers per hour. It'll be a swirling, strong wind into the afternoon as well.
Vancouver police have released photos of several people who may have witnessed a possible attack on a man at Kitts Beach. The 58-year-old died in hospital on June 4th after suffering a head injury. Police say 2 female cyclists may have helped him off the road along West 1st Avenue near U Street on or before May 30th. 2 Asian women also appeared to speak with him and led him into the building that night. They're also looking for a group of Asian men and women in their 20s who were flying a drone in the area. The public hearing process continues into regulating pot stores in Vancouver. More speakers turned up at City Hall last night. 160 people have signed up to speak, and only a few dozen have been heard so far. There are 94 marijuana dispensaries operating in Vancouver right now. The city is considering a number of regulations, including requiring them to be 300 meters from any community centers or schools. The city also wants $30,000 in fees per dispensary and to limit the number of them.
The board understands and appreciates that the city has a responsibility to consider the views of all citizens, many of whom will hold a variety of views on the subject of marijuana use. The board is not making a broad statement on the use of this drug. We do, however, wish to make it very clear that the use of marijuana by youth is illegal, medically harmful, and very likely to create barriers to life success.
And that hearing continues tomorrow. There's growing backlash over a mass yoga event on the Burrard Street Bridge, made even worse by a yoga-hating tweet from Premier Christy Clark. The Premier was trending after sending this tweet out yesterday morning on social media and had to explain herself during an event in Nanaimo, saying it was meant as a joke. Critics have targeted the Premier for closing the bridge on June 21st, using taxpayer dollars to hold the event and ignoring National Aboriginal Day, which also falls on that day.
Yoga's a huge part of so many people's lives here, and I ask myself, if we'd shut down the bridge for a ball hockey tournament or for a marathon, would some of those people still be complaining?
I'm not a yoga hater at all. I think that those people who practice yoga, and there are hundreds of thousands in British Columbia and millions around the world, should continue to find their bliss in any way they can and improve their personal health. But to shut down a bridge when there are so many other public venues where a celebration could take place at little or no cost, I think that's what's aggravating the public.
A dental hygienist from Delta is BC's newest multimillionaire. Lisa Marie Draganiuk won $12.5 million on the June 5th Lotto Max draw. She was one of 4 winners right across the country. The 33-year-old purchased her ticket in Delta at a Shoppers Drug Mart. She says she'll continue to work, but she and her husband are now looking for a new home.
I think that you just never know. It could be you, so just listen to your gut. That's what I did, and that's how I went.
Good advice. 6:35 with a look at your morning sports. Here's James Cybulski over at Sportsnet.
What's poppin', everybody? Happy Friday. Everybody's always feeling good on a Friday. Nobody gets yelled at on a Friday because you're feeling